Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Courtney and I am a full-time reseller on Poshmark and eBay. If you're not new, thanks so much for coming back. It means the world to me. So I'm here to do a little collaboration with some of my favorite resellers on YouTube, and I just want to shout out to Carly. She's got a channel called The Poetry of Nice. She actually reached out to a number of us and asked if we would all kind of join in on this fun collaboration to answer, to talk about a question that she wanted to know, which was, how has reselling changed our lives? And although I think we all have different backgrounds in reselling and probably different styles with our YouTube channels, I've actually watched every single person in this collaboration multiple times. I've learned a lot from every single person in this collaboration, and I'm just so humbled to be a part of this group. So thank you, Carly, and I'm excited to watch everyone's videos. If you like reseller content and you watch this video and you maybe want to see more of my videos, definitely feel free to hit the subscribe button down below. It means a lot to me. And if you like this video, of course, as always, the thumbs up is always really nice to see as well. So with that, I'm just going to try and quickly go through. I've got this broken up into two parts. I have the first part, which is answering Carly's question, and then I have the second part where I'm just going to answer some common questions I get on social media around myself. So if you want to know a little bit about me, I thought this was a good video to do it. With that, how has reselling changed my life? If you're wondering. The good things that's changed, first up, I don't have a 3-hour commute anymore. I do live in a pretty remote area. I was commuting 3 hours a day. It was pretty terrible. I mean, I survived, but I wouldn't aim to do it again. So really glad that I don't have the commuting. Second up is probably the most meaningful thing that's changed in my life because of reselling is I've actually gotten to get to know people in my community. I've lived here a year. I moved here from San Francisco. I didn't know anyone. I didn't have any friends. And when I was commuting 3 hours a day, I was basically just not wanting to go do anything because I was so tired after work. And especially when I was part-time reseller, I was coming home and only doing reselling stuff with my free time. So the fact that I can now go to the dog park pretty much every day with my dog Luna, meet people in my community, go out to local events. I've met some really amazing friends, and I'm just so thankful that reselling has allowed me that opportunity. The flexible but long schedule is really nice for me. I can wake up when I want. I can stay up as late as I want to work, which I am kind of a night owl. And I just like that flexibility. There are certain things that aren't flexible. Got to get my shipping done, on time, that type of thing. But I do just like the fact that I can kind of dictate my day based off of how I want and not necessarily trying to race down the mountain to make it for a meeting on time. So the fourth thing that I really like is more time spent with my family, specifically my mom and dad. I wish, and if my sisters, I don't think my sisters watch my videos, but if they are, I wish you guys liked thrifting, because then we could go sourcing together. But if you've watched any of my videos before, I do go sourcing with my mom pretty often, and it's been really great to spend time with my mom. My family's my favorite. I don't know if that, I guess everyone mostly, but I really like spending time with my family, and it's just fun to go sourcing with my mom, the drive down to LA. I get to go have dinner with my dad when I go through town. So it's just really nice that I get to spend more time with them. The fifth thing that I really like is that I get to combine all my prior work experience, sales, marketing, customer service, data analysis, business strategy, and I get to apply it in a new venture of my own. And I think we all can have different businesses around reselling and different strengths and different things we want to try out. But for me, I get to kind of take my background and apply it in a new way here, which is probably the most fun for me. So there are some elements that are really hard about reselling. And so I thought I'd share a few of those as well. They're not necessarily bad. They're just hard sometimes, or have been hard. So the first two things is not having a steady paycheck and when to take the leap of going full-time. So I was part-time in July and then I went full-time in November. I did have some money in savings, and I knew that if it didn't work out, I could fall back on my work experience and my degree and get another job if needed. But it is working out, and I'm very thankful for that. The no steady paycheck is hard sometimes. I really enjoyed my vacation time and my benefits and not having to pay healthcare. I don't know. I liked all of that stuff. So with that, it is kind of hard sometimes, but that's okay. I'm really excited about my future with reselling. The third thing that's kind of hard is, or probably the hardest thing for me so far with this decision to be in the reselling community, has been to jump on YouTube. I know based off of my experience working with social media from a marketing perspective, that social media can be a beast, meaning there's a lot of strong opinions and criticism and the fun internet trolls out there. When you put your face out there, you're kind of just asking for that criticism to come your way. And I don't think we all need to like each person. I think there's a wide variety of people to watch, especially in reselling. But sometimes it hurts when people express they don't like you. So I really hesitated with it, but the reason I decided to do it was because other people have had the courage to do it. And I wouldn't be here today without people on YouTube sharing what they're learning and have learned about reselling. And many of them in this collaboration. So thank you all. And so I knew that I was going to give it a shot. And if people liked watching, then they would subscribe and they would watch and I would continue the journey and just deal with kind of the not so great part about it. The fourth part is not having a team to collaborate with. I have to make all the decisions on my own, and I don't really have anyone to bounce any ideas off, and that's hard because most of my career I've had people to bounce things off of, people to bounce ideas off of. I don't know if I said that right, but you get what I mean. And then the fifth thing is not having any sick days or snow days. It's just me. I would love to have a small team at some point. That is my long-term goal. But right now it's just me. And so if I'm not feeling up for going to the post office, which is 30 minutes away, I've got to go. There's just no choice. So those are kind of the harder elements. But overall, reselling has been such a blessing for me. I'm truly happy with what I'm doing every single day. I like the variety. I like the operations. I like the sales. I like the customer service. And I especially love the strategizing to see where I want to kind of take my little small business. So with that, you want to know a little bit about me. I'm going to try and quickly go through 10 questions that I've been asked on social media either once or multiple times. And first up, why did I start reselling? I started reselling because I had kind of some trendy clothes that I was no longer wearing. I used to live in San Francisco. I lived in the Bay Area for about 15 years. I had a lot of kind of variety of clothing, but some really cute stuff that I would go to, restaurants or concerts or, just out with friends. And I live in the middle of nowhere now, which I love, but it means I don't really wear that clothing anymore. So in July of 2018, I listed my first few items. I think it was July 1st. I think the listing actually was June 30th, but listed a few items, and I only knew about Poshmark because a year before that, I decided to try and buy another pair of jeans that I had already owned, and I really liked the fit. Funny enough, that package never got to me. Poshmark had a great customer experience, but I never ended up buying anything again until I was actually a reseller. So I think my account actually says my Poshmark thing that I've been a Poshmark person since 2017. But I had a failed attempt at a purchase that was no fault of anyone's other than just missed delivery. And yeah, so that's why I started reselling. I have been a thrifter. Almost everything in my house is thrifted or from an antique store. This was from a Goodwill for a few dollars. And I just have always loved being part of being in thrift stores. I just love the thrill of the hunt. So with that, what was I doing before reselling? My last job, I was director of marketing at a media company. Before that, I worked at 2 startups. One was a healthcare startup, one was a solar tech startup, and worked there for a number of years. Let's see, it's snowing again. Sorry, get distracted by little snowflakes. Before the tech startups, I actually was a late college graduate. I think I graduated college when I was 30. I didn't stop. I changed majors a million times. I changed colleges, I think technically 8. I think I have 8 college transcripts. I traveled quite a bit around the world when I was in college. I just couldn't figure life out, and I stuck with it. And although the last few years of college, I was really only taking like 1 or 2 classes while I was working full time, managing coffee shops, I finally finished. And I'm very thankful that my family helped support me along the way. Not support me financially, support me with support, if that makes sense. When I got that college degree, I took one final last trip somewhere in the world, I can't even remember where, and I started applying for tech jobs because I thought I would really like the tech space since a lot of my friends worked at Apple and Google and fun startups. It was a great experience to work in Silicon Valley in the tech scene, but I'm glad I'm not working there anymore. It's a really interesting space, and I'm just very thankful for that experience. Am I full-time is the third question. I am full-time. I went full-time in November. It is not an easy decision. There's a really great video by one of the people in this collaboration, Denali, who her channel is El Ducho. She's got a good video that she put out a month or two ago because she used to work in HR, and it was just things that you should think of before going full-time. So I definitely recommend that. But I did have some savings. I did have my business strategy and my finances and my projections and all of that stuff mapped out, lots of spreadsheets. And I went full-time, and I'm happy I did. I think it's going to be hard for a while I'm building my business. I'm just going to be reinvesting a lot. But I would say it was, for me, the right decision. So personal life, I've had a number of personal questions, and as I said before, I think I said before, I'm a pretty private person. So being on social media as a face is a little awkward, but I am 36. I am not married. I do not have kids. This was not uncommon from where I lived. If you have ever lived in a place like San Francisco or New York or Chicago, there are a lot of people in their 30s and 40s just not married with kids. And it's a lot of people who are kind of focused on their career. So I don't think it's weird, but I'm not ruling anything out in my future. I love kind of my life and the flexibility that my life provides, but who knows? I could meet someone tomorrow, and who knows? We'll see. I have two parents who are, I guess we all have, my mom and my dad live an hour away. My sisters live a couple hours away. So I've got two older sisters. I am the youngest, and that has its good and bad sides. I have a brother-in-law, and I've got two nieces, which are super fun. So love spending time with my family, and I love being outdoors. Why I moved to a very rural area is because I can walk outside my front door and immediately hit a trail and go on hikes. I've got a dog. She likes being outside too. And I've just got some amazing friends that are also really into kind of outdoorsy stuff as well. So really happy, love my life, and I really am thankful for reselling being part of my life. What is my long-term goal for reselling? So my long-term goal, if you had to ask me now, or really anytime, is to get to a place where I'm working really hard about 10 months out of the year, and I take about 2 months off. Not in a row, but I love traveling. I have done quite a bit of traveling all over the world, and I would love to get to a place where I could maybe work really hard for 5 months, take a month and go to a new country, and do that kind of every 6 months. That's my long-term goal. I would need some help because I wouldn't want to shut down my business. So I'm hoping to get to a place where I can get some part-time help and whatnot. But with that, that's kind of my goal, long-term goal. Do you plan on making YouTube another career? This is an interesting question, and the answer is no. This is about as much as I'm probably going to do. I think it's a really nice compliment to reselling, because by being on here, you guys, people watching, are actually helping me along my journey as well, which is awesome. And it's a component of my current career or my current business model, but I think that it's probably just going to stick to about 1 to 2 videos a week around things I'm learning and things I'm doing regarding reselling, and it's just going to be capped out at that. So not sure if that's exactly what the person was asking, but. And then what is the best sale I've had, and what did I pay for the item? I actually have a video on my top 5 sales, or I had a video on $10,000 in my first 6 months on Poshmark. If you haven't seen it, it's in my list of videos, but I think I disclosed my 5 top sales, and I want to say the most expensive sale or item I sold was a Burberry scarf that I bought at the bins. Although I bought it at the bins and it probably cost $1, I did get it authenticated and paid $20 to get it authenticated, but that was probably one of my favorite ones. But go check out that video if you want to see my top 5 in the first 6 months. What do I love about reselling? So this is kind of already answered, but probably hands down the thing I love most about reselling that I haven't mentioned is just the people in this community. You guys, people watching, people in this collaboration, people on Instagram. It's just a really amazing, unique community. of just a fun mix of people with different backgrounds and different experience. And I really enjoy that. There's always something to learn. So I don't think I'm ever going to stop learning with this, which I love. And I think we all love the thrill of the hunt. I do. So that's a fun part of it. The trial and error and the strategy involved. So I'm currently just kind of thinking, okay, I'll try everything once, or mostly everything once around reselling. And if it sticks, it sticks. If it's not for me, that's totally fine as well. But I just love being able to try new things and see if they work for me. Next question is, it was kind of, how do I decide what to buy? So what's my current sourcing strategy, or how do I source? I want to give a shout out to the bin pickers, because I think they nailed something, or how I've been feeling recently. I'm trying to figure things out. I think I've said I want to aim for higher priced items, but the bin pickers actually said something recently, which makes a lot of sense to me. And that is that I could spend a lot of time going and just finding high priced items, but then that takes quite a bit of time, or I could just go to the bins once a week and collect source a number of things from $10 to $100. And although some of the $10 items are not really great sales, it balances out, and I didn't have to spend too much time sourcing. So I can't remember which video they said this in, but I thought it was a really great point. And I think it was G that said it. Shout out to Michelle and G. But I think it's not all about how much an item sells for. It's also how long it takes you to source the items, if that makes sense. So my strategy is evolving, and I think it will evolve, and I'll probably continue sharing on YouTube. So stay tuned. And then the last question that I've gotten a number of times is, who are my favorite resellers on YouTube? And there's just so many, but I would like to just say every single person in this collaboration, I have enjoyed multiple of their videos. I enjoy different aspects of their personalities and style on YouTube. So I won't break down for sake of this video, I won't break down each individual person, but I just thank you all to everything that you've done on YouTube to share your experience and share your tips and tricks. As a relatively new reseller, I have learned so much from everyone that's in this collaboration. So again, thank you so much to Carly at the Poetry of Nice for asking me to do this. I hope maybe this was helpful, or you learned something about me and my experience, and I hope everyone's having a good day. If you liked this video, be sure to hit the little thumbs up button, and be sure to go check out everyone else's videos. Their links will be in the description. Thanks everyone, bye.